from happytrader.io, and I wanted to do a video today on how to trade using sentiment AI with the Lumitrend and also show you a back test on Tesla. So the first thing, I'm going to get right into it. I like to cut straight to the chase, is how to trade using the indicator. So the first thing I'll do is just remove the indicator. So you have really no clue what's going on with the price, especially right here. You have just no idea. But if we look under the hood of the market using a little bit of AI and a little bit of sentiment data, a little bit of internal data, and some other mechanisms that are non-lagging that can help us predict more of what the market is likely to do, that's going to literally paint us a clearer picture of what's going on in the market. And the stock we're looking at is Tesla. And the way you trade with Happy Trader, a Lumitrend Sentiment AI indicator, is going to be by trading these downtrend and uptrend signals. These are your actual AI trading signals. A lot of folks get mixed up and they think that the buy and the sell conditions are going to represent your trades, but it's actually the follow-throughs. So these are going to be a criteria set that is separate from the sell signal. Now, where the sell and the buy signals are great is that, you can do well using them, but really they're going to give you kind of the sentiment of the market. That's the sentiment AI part. So the buy and the sell signals are the sentiment. The downtrend and the uptrend signals are more of the AI, right? So this is exactly what you would trade. Now, I'm going to show you something using the 15-minute chart. We're using TradingView. This is the most trusted backtesting and charting software pretty much in the world, and that's why we designed our indicator for it initially. So to get our minimum viable product and make sure that we refine it before we turn it into an app and before we turn it into our own charting software, we want to use TradingView because we believe that it is the best. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the back test. Now for this back test, this is going to be a long only back test. So you can see that we are buying on these uptrend signals, and every time you see a downtrend signal, we are closing the existing order, right? So buying and selling, right? So we're only going long. We're not shorting Tesla, right? So this is a long only strategy. So we're going to go ahead and pull this up, excuse me, and we are going to just kind of look at the graph here. And what you can see is that we're using deep backtesting. Now, deep backtesting for TradingView just means that you're able to specify a specific date range. And for us, we want to see year to date. Obviously, that's going to be our most useful information because market conditions change all the time. So what you can see is that on the 15-minute chart, which is 47 closed trades total, we were 34% profitable. That's the winning percentage. So you're probably thinking, well, that's only 1 out of 3 trades. But then you look over here and you can see that we're 85%, almost 86% profitable. Now, if we look at the parameters, you can see that this backtest is set up to use 100% of our equity, which is initial capital of $1,000 and, divided by whatever the price of Tesla shares was, right? So you could imagine that if you were to use options or anything that's leveraged, this number would likely either stay the same or go up. But for the sake of just most people have $1,000 and most people aren't day trading, right? So we're going to use an example of a cash-only stock account using $1,000 starting and using 100% of that equity. And that's where we have this back test. And you can see the performance summary, net profit 85.88%. $858 doesn't sound like a ton, but when you started with 1,000, you almost doubled your money. Now, if you double your money just a few times, you can make a lot of money. Now, for context, the stock market tends to only perform at 7 to 10% annually, and most folks are able to comfortably retire investing roughly 20 years into, the normal S&P 500 fund that returns like 7 to maybe 11 at most average annual return per year. And you can see that just year to date with a pretty small, respectable drawdown. I mean, it did draw down 22%, but for being such a volatile stock, this is a fantastic back test. Now, what you can do with TradingView is actually drag this up and you can just see the equity curve of where we started. We actually didn't even take a drawdown, whereas if we would have done this on the 5-minute chart, it would look a little bit different with a little bit more of a drawdown, and I'll show you that just for transparency. We can go to the 5-minute chart, and you can see that on a shorter, more volatile interval, you're going to see a lot more choppiness on a very high volatility stock. And also, our net profit went down to 54%, but we're still 5xing the market. Not to mention, our profitability percentage is about the same. And if we go to our list of trades, you can see that the white ones are our winners that we have cashed in on, and the red ones are our losers. And you can see that losers are generally small, the winners are big. Now, if we go back to our original back test, which is going to be our, let's go to our strategy tester, and we'll go to our 15-minute. We are going to regenerate that report because we did better on the 15-minute chart. So we had only 47 closed trades. So the longer out your time frame is, the fewer trades. It's more of a swing trading scenario. And you can see the list of trades here. We had a winner of 76, and then we had a smaller losers than winners. So that's what compensates for your winning percentage. So you're thinking, wow, I'm only winning 1 out of 3 trades. Well, like, how am I making all this money? And you can just see that the winners are significantly bigger than the losers, right? So that's part of what makes this strategy great, is that you're going to get these winning trades, like you see that one there, that are going to make up for a string of these smaller losers. And sometimes you will take that string. You're losing 2/3 of the trades. So you have to be a good loser to use this strategy, but then you're rewarded with, consistently high, these runners that just go, right? So that's a stock like Tesla. We will be going over some other stocks, but just for the sake of transparency, I can look at a less volatile stock like Apple, generate the yearly report there. And let's see how we did. And we would have done 14% on Apple. Apple's a stock that doesn't move as fast, right? So the way that you can go about looking at how to trade with Happy Trader and Sentiment AI is that if the stock is more volatile, you can get away with a 15-minute chart, right? If the stock is less volatile, you may want to go into a 5-minute trading window, which should yield a better result. And in fact, it does. So we're 3, maybe 4xing the market with a very small drawdown down to like 988. And you can see if we drag down, we're just using the same exact strategy. And you can see that we are buying on the uptrends, selling on the downtrends, selling, and you're getting the idea. We're buying and we're still utilizing just that same $1,000 starting balance. And let's go ahead and bring up our graph. And you can see our equity curve looks great. Percent profitable. You can see the strategy plays out pretty similarly between the different time frames. You're winning about 1/3 of your trades, but that's okay because if we go to the list of trades, you can see that the losers are cut relatively small, and you may get a long string of them, but you're eventually going to make up for it with your winning trades, such as that one right there and that one right there. So if we go back, we can see that for the year, using the 5-minute chart, if you were to set up alerts, which you can easily do using Happy Trader Sentiment AI, you would have gotten 141 alerts throughout the course of the year. Not too bad considering 365 days in the year. Now, the smaller the time frame you go, the more frequent your signals are going to be. And that's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles there. But you can see all types of great metrics using this deep backtester. And we have been about 2 years in the making for Sentiment AI. This is our second launch. And you can see that it is paying off handsomely to our subscribers, which is great. So that would be just a video on Apple and Tesla. I'm going to go into a few other tickers. But I wanted to show you the back testing and how that's played out for 2023. And again, we can just remove when we're ready to trade. We can also hide market data. We can bring up alerts. We can see that we have our alerts here, and all you have to do is just add alert, and you can get your buy and your sell signals, and among other things, right? So the way you trade is just with the uptrend to downtrend signals. That's what this back test has shown. We will be doing more back testing in the future. But again, I don't want to take too much of your time up today. I just wanted to show you how well we're back testing out with some popular stock tickers, many of which don't require any commissions, so no options and no futures, but you're able to make a great average annual percentage using Happy Trader. Again, this is Ryan from happytrader.io. Have a great day and happy trading.